Hello, deal makers. So in this video, we're going to talk about Apple Corporation, ticker symbol AAPL. We're going to analyze the company, its performance, and decide if it is still worth buying this 2021. Now, when I was doing this video, I thought it should be a no-brainer. When I went in, this should be easy. It should be an automatic yes, because come on, it's Apple. It's the most valuable company in the world. It's one of the companies that has a great track record of creating awesome products, delivering on their promises, making their fans happy, making their products, their clients and customers very, very happy. But when I dug deeper, I was surprised that it wasn't an easy decision at all. I actually had to spend extra time thinking things through, looking at other data to make sure that I am making a correct recommendation. Now, even though I am not a registered financial advisor, I'm not a licensed investment advisor. I really am just a fellow investor just like you. I hope that my findings will also help you make an intelligent decision on whether you should add more Apple shares, or if you haven't bought any Apple shares yet, should you add Apple to your portfolio in 2021? So this is the question that we will answer in this video. Is it worth buying Apple stock right now? And if you like these kinds of videos, please make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. That also helps me spread my analysis, spread my message to more people. It helps me do more research for you guys. Now, whenever I analyze a company, I always look at its business model because that's really the only way to study a company, to study whether you want to become a part owner of that company. And everyone knows the general business model of Apple. They make awesome products. They made the iPhone, the iPad, and the MacBook Pro. Most Apple owners swear by these products. Now, unfortunately, I am not an Apple customer, but I know a lot of people that swear by Apple. And once they have moved to Apple, they don't move back to Windows in general. So they make awesome products, but it's not only that. Apple has already expanded their line of products. They're going into wearable technology. The Apple Watch, the AirPods, these are awesome products that are really hot selling. They've also gone into the streaming revolution. So they have Apple TV already. They've got the HomePod. So Apple is expanding their product offerings. And this is great news. And not only that, they're not just diversifying their physical products, they're also expanding their service offering, their cloud offering or their digital content. The move towards digital payments. So Apple is in a lot of mega trends or a lot of secular trends in the world right now. And that is great news because Apple's financial performance actually wasn't very, very exciting last year. They only grew their revenue by 5.5% and their net income by 3.9%. Now, I would say that's understandable because last year was the pandemic, and the pandemic is still ongoing. So it's reasonable to assume that revenue projections or revenue performance would be affected. And it's actually good that Apple still increased the revenue despite the pandemic, despite all of the lockdown, despite all of the disruption to their distribution channels and their supply chain. Right? So that is actually great news. And when you look at the breakdown of Apple's sales, you can actually see that iPhone sales actually dipped by 3%. This is actually a disturbing trend because iPhone sales has been going down for the past few years already. But the great thing there is because Apple already expanded their product offering, they've been able to offset that decrease in iPhone sales, that trend of decrease in iPhone sales. So Mac sales increased by 11%, probably driven by the work at home initiative. iPad sales increased by 11%. Wearables increased by an amazing 25%. So this is going to be a future driver for Apple sales, the wearable component. That's actually wearables, accessories, and home. So that area is going to be one of the growth drivers or main growth drivers for Apple. And that will be supported by continued expansion in services as well. So services experienced 16% increase. Apple sales have not really grown. So this graph doesn't scream growth stock. So mediocre growth rates from Apple is understandable. This is already a $2 trillion company. So it's not easy to move the needle for Apple anymore. This is already a mature tech company. It's no longer a growth juggernaut. And you can see the impact, when you look at the breakdown of Apple sales, half of that is attributed to the iPhone. So any disruption in iPhone production and in iPhone sales impacts Apple hard. And that's why I actually see it as a good thing that they are expanding their offerings to wearables. They're expanding their services segment because their mobile devices is already a mature business at this point in time. iPhone annual sales, like I mentioned before, has been trending down. And this is actually what made me doubt that, thinking that Apple should be a no-brainer. If the biggest component to their sales is actually trending down, that is actually a big risk for Apple's performance in the future. And that made me doubt my initial response or my initial idea of Apple should be a no-brainer. You should be buying it. So I had to dig deep. What are the growth drivers for Apple's business? And definitely the shift to 5G is going to be huge for Apple, and we're going to talk about that later. Now, there was a news report that Apple will be developing a car as well, in partnership with another company. Apple has not really talked about the details, so I can't say for sure who is building the car for them. But Apple is getting into the car business. There's also a there's also a new product under development, which is the eyeglass, right? In the letter I, glass. Very cool name, right? I must say so myself. So it's a wearable, and it's an addition to their wearable business segment. It will probably be Apple's take on augmented reality and virtual reality. So, but we don't have any details yet. Apple has not yet made any announcements on that end. And like I mentioned earlier, the expansion in Apple services, their digital content is going to be crucial for Apple's growth in the future. And Apple services, it has iCloud, Apple Music, Apple News, Fitness, TV Plus, and Arcade. So they're in streaming, they're in gaming, and that is important for Apple's growth in the future. They have to be participating in these mega trends. So I actually like that I found a lot of these growth drivers. And if you like that too, please don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps me and it helps YouTube as well. Now, there are risks. There are a lot of things to like, but there are also some risks that we need to recognize. Since Apple is no longer a fast-growing company, now it's growing slowly and steadily, and any disruptions to that growth is going to have a huge impact on Apple's stock price. So the recession's effect might be longer and deeper, affecting sales. Now, Apple products are not exactly cheap. They're premium priced products, and if this recession drags longer and more people are affected over the long term, then maybe buying Apple products does not become a priority, and there is that real risk that sales will go down in 2021. New product releases could be delayed because of the recession, because of disruptions in their distribution channels, disruptions in their logistics, in their supply chains. So all of these could delay new products, and delays in product release will impact new sales. But the biggest impact is if the shift to 5G is delayed by the recession, then this is going to be big. See, Apple is really sitting on a huge market for them. Because according to estimates, there are more than 900 million active iPhone users. And as the whole world moves to 5G, all of those iPhone users will also need to move to 5G if they want to avail of new services or if they want to make use of that blazingly fast internet. And if all of those iPhone users move to 5G, that's at least a 719 billion market on iPhone alone. We haven't even talked about the estimates for the iPad and for Apple Watch and for future wearable products as well. So this is going to be huge. 5G alone could be worth 1.5 trillion to Apple. Apple is already at $2 trillion, so an additional 1.2 trillion or 1.5 trillion rather is going to be huge in doubling Apple stock. So 5G is very important technology shift for them. And that could actually be the single biggest reason where you might have a positive answer to the question, is it worth buying Apple stock right now? And most Wall Street analysts give Apple a buy rating. There are 19 buy ratings, 6 hold ratings, and 2 sell ratings for Apple, making it a moderate buy rating. Now let's look at what the Etoro website says about Apple. All right, so we are here on Etoro. So market is already open, so you can see the stock price moving. And this is the buy rating, the analyst consensus for Apple. It's a moderate buy, like I mentioned earlier. The average target price is 134.71. So the current price is already a bit above the average target price, but that average covers those that gave a sell and hold rating as well. The highest is actually at 160. The highest estimate for Apple's price is at 160, and these are some of the latest ratings from Wall Street analysts. So Tom Forte gives a buy rating for Apple with an estimate of $133 per share. Brian White gives a 144 price target, and Krish Sankar of Cohen and Company gives it $153 as well. Looking at hedge fund activity, well, hedge fund ownership has been trending down for the past few quarters. Um, like Warren Buffett has reduced his position in Apple by 3.7%. Theophanis Koloko, I don't know what his full name is, has also reduced his Apple holdings by 3%, but Ken Fisher has added his holdings by 2.53%. Corporate insiders for the last 3 months have not sold their shares, and that is great news because if corporate insiders are not selling, if they are holding on to their shares, then that means they know that the company still has a great future ahead. And I think corporate insiders are excited about the shift to 5G and all of the new products that they're developing for the Apple ecosystem. So that's what Wall Street says about Apple. So what do I think? Well, like told you earlier, I thought it was a no-brainer. I thought it should be easy. But when I saw the financial numbers that you also saw, the very not so exciting growth numbers, decline in iPhone sales, then I saw that this wasn't as easy as it looks. It's not a no-brainer to buy Apple, especially at today's price. You saw that the price is already above the average consensus price targets. But for me, the thing that moved the needle was really the shift to 5G. And that shift to 5G completely convinced me that I should hold on to my Apple shares. And if I have additional shares, I should buy more shares in the future. And if you don't own Apple just yet, then I also recommend fellow investor to fellow investor, just reminding you that I'm not a licensed investment advisor, but as a fellow investor, I hope I've been able to convince you that yes, Apple is still a good long-term buy. So that is my answer to the question. Is it worth buying Apple stock now? Yes, it's a long-term buy. And if you like this video, I hope you will stay tuned for our uh, next stocks that we will analyze in the future. I have lined up Shopify, Tesla. I'm excited to see what the analysis on Tesla will bring up. Right after I do a Tesla review, I'll also be doing a review of GM, General Motors stock. And if you like this video, if you like the information presented here, please make sure to help me out by smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps YouTube share this to more people, and it also helps me. It encourages me to make more research like this. And Apple is not the only stock that I recommend. Get my top 21 stocks for 2021. Get more of the details below. It's not a one-time report. That report will actually be updated monthly. So if you want monthly updates on the top 21 stocks to buy for 2021, please check out the offer below. Again, please make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and hit the notification bell button. This has been Ron Kagape. I really enjoyed doing this review video, this analysis video, and I hope you learned something too. I hope that as you watch these videos with me, I hope you're also growing as an investor. And remember that if you open an eToro account, you get free $50 when you use my link below. So you will not get the $50 if you go straight to eToro. This is eToro's Refer a Friend program. When you open an eToro account using my link below, you'll get $50 as well. And that's free money that eToro is paying. You can use that to buy more Apple shares, or you can use that to buy other shares as well. I hope this video helps you, and I hope this video helps you become a better investor. That is my only desire, to make more world-class investors in the world, even for Filipinos like us. That's the great news. Filipinos are no longer shut out from the global markets. We can now participate in the global markets using eToro. And I hope that you start doing deals. And I hope that all of your deals will push through. See you in our next video.